have that sexual self-awareness where I knew that, hey, kind of thing. And you just thought you could only hear with your ear, and then somebody tries to whisper something in your ears, and you realize that na no ben wona hot air kakafa was sumno and then you realize that my ears are not just for hearing. So for me, those were the times when, you know, somebody would just touch your palm and scratch it, and you get goosebumps all over you. I think I was quite lucky. I took my time to get there. So I stayed at a place where, you know, kissing was the most important thing, the most intimate thing you've ever done. You know, you just go there, he holds your hands, and then you just kiss. I hope that he's not watching.
He's actually watching right now. I've got a message from him, and it says, keep talking, girl, keep talking.
You know,
just
and
let it
you
all
know,
out.
these Christian young boys, and, you know, after church, they obey. He has to see you up to the house, be holding your hands. You know, I mean, our hands have been de-virginized way before our bodies were.
You can come in.
That was how mine was, I'm sure.
It's always an area boy.
Yeah.
His father may know your father.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, but a lot has changed. A lot has changed, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays we live in a digital age. So that walking back to your house and walking back to my house and having that physical contact is no longer there. Now I think the kids are on, I mean, whatever.
Social media has made everything shut down.
Social media, they're texting everything, they're WhatsApping everything. So I believe that bond, that human interaction may be getting lost. I don't know. I'm sure. My time, I remember, would walk this way. I mean, we'd go back and forth more than 15 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a whole
But we lived
fitness.
right around the corner
That's
from each
fitness
other.
on its own.
One time. One time.
And you had special whistles for when you're around the corner.
How did you know?
And I've been following you. I read a lot.
He looks like a bad man, so he could have been a bad boy.
I think I remember mine. Hold on.
Whoa. So you know that this is not someone singing and walking around your window. This is a special someone. It's customized whistle.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love
Trademark.
Vera, how about you? You want to share how it was? I mean,
Well, for me, I wasn't fortunate.
okay.
My mom is a wild type, overprotective, with fence wall. So
Hungry
until
dogs.
recently, I didn't even know how to make friends.
Wow.
Yes, no one visited me. I couldn't visit anyone.
I'm sure school changed everything for you
So when after secondary school, I went to secondary school, practically day. I couldn't go to boarding day.
Okay.
So from there, I went to the training college. So that's where I had my first experience. And actually, it was dry. I didn't feel anything. And I keep saying, but why are all these young girls all over the place? Sex. What is it? There's nothing in it. What is this at all?
Yeah.
But now it's
but now.
different.
I love the but now. Yeah.
That's one of the things that literature addresses, you know. When you're young, you're not comfortable in yourself. When you get a little older, you know, like you were saying, she's comfortable in the body. She's had experience. She can tell what she wants and what she doesn't want. So she can enjoy the sensation that she that comes with, you know, being pleasured sexually at an older age. But when you're younger, I mean, you're still trying to figure out what the whole game is about. So it takes a while, you know, to pick up the pace. So I think, yes, I mean, the gist of the whole thing, which is the common denominator is age and sex drive. Younger, yes, you're now trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Older, you figured it out, and you got a game plan for it.
Before the 30s year.
I'm sorry?
Are we talking before the 30s year?
Well, maybe your first
way
experiences. I think
before
most young adults start from men maybe 16, 17, 18, if it's on the early side, up to 24, 25. So that's where your hormones are just running wild. Testosterone is all over the place. Women, I think, they hit puberty nowadays at 13, 14. I mean, biologically you're ready, but socioeconomic problems don't make you ready. So when you start hitting the early 20s or the late teens to the 20s, that's when you're mentally mature, you know, to have sex and so on and so forth. But then now you're trying to figure out what it is all about. If you watch National Geographic, right, and you see these animals getting into their realm of things, You can see now they're trying to figure out what is this about and how does it work. Well, after a couple of tries, I'm sure you get it right. And then you start improving on it. So when you hit the older stages, you have to change your strategy.
We'll get into the 30s, the 50s, and above the 50s as what happened. Sure.
You know, until about, let's say, a year, just about a year ago, I didn't know what orgasm was all about.
Oh, wow.
Clap for her. Pa, 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 pa. Another one.
Can I pour more energy drink?
Nice.
I want to pour more energy drink at this point.
And I'm stuck to him now.
Oh,
and I'm stuck to him.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I'm sure if you allow her further, you're going to give us Kweku's blood group, his BP status and all that. Because she's so happy right now. She's giving shout outs to Kweku. Doc, we want your take on that before we get into the other aspect. We're talking about the sex drive itself, at which point of your life you think this should be the point where you get sexually active and all that. This show, by the way, is 18 and above. It's rated 18 and above. So please, if you're younger than that, this is not your show. And also, this is for people in very committed relationships and marriages. So please, let's put that across. Okay.
Yeah, so the sex drive, I think it comes on when you are maybe a bit more into puberty, because I can remember from the age of 17, I started feeling a lot of differences about myself and what is this, you hear that. But I mean, for me, I was kind of brought up in church, and you have to go to school, you focus on being a doctor, don't go and mess up and go and have a baby, and all that kind of thing was there. So for me, it dragged on really, really long. But as much as I had a lot of knowledge, I had to put a lot of restrictions on myself. But for me, the first encounter was, wow. I was like, wow. I mean, then you would see that, okay, so this is what it really is. You want to have it again, you want to have it again.
Same as Cyril was saying.
Yeah, and as I said, it was way back, way into my adulthood.
Joe, it looks like for the men, their first experiences are always awesome. Yeah. But you can say same for the women.
Yeah.
I think not for all, I can speak for the boys. I was just walking one day and I fell in a pothole, and that's how I lost my virginity.
So
that's so
for the
true.
women, because usually it came with a little, it might come with a little pain, so that you don't have that experience.
You really want to get it right.
And then psychologically, we are not ready.
In my case, the person wasn't fresh, the person was a novice. So I was really giving a good, I got a good run for my money.
That was wild. So it's not true that if both of you are very ignorant about the acts, it's not true that you might place things in the wrong place. Like it's not true. It's a myth, I guess.
It's a natural thing. It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know if anybody will teach you how to do it. I mean, there's no classes.
God is wonderful.
That says this is how this is done. There's no manual to it. I think naturally, it's like how you gravitate to your mom, how you know who your mother is, or how you know who your father is. Nobody tells you. It just becomes a natural.
It's just like wine. You become better with age. As the more you do it, the better you become.
How do you know?
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, a lot of guys will start and they have this thing about for first time you ejaculated, what is even this, and then you may have this premature thing of ejaculation. That as you go on, you learn, you know how to hold back, and then know how to go several rounds. So it comes with time.
Okay, so just hold on to that thought. I see Stephenie walk in here. Stephenie Benson is here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, this is where I become the bartender. This is where I become the bartender. Emmanuel, sit here. Emmanuel, sit here. Emmanuel, sit here. So I have Choprononi, and strawberry climacho. Which of them would you want?
I'm sorry. Did I have
I'm the bartender today.
Sit down.
I wasn't ready for this.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
today I covered up.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
That's okay.
But I have a feather for you. Sit.
Would you care for ice cream?
Hi,
would you care for? We have Veraldo.
Why's
we have
my chair so
Veraldo
low?
and strawberry.
I'm taller than this, so bring it up.
No problem. Bring it up. Oh,
that's better.
Oh my God.
Hey, sit down.
They do this to me sometimes.
I'm sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
I was at a shoot. And
okay.
Yeah. How are you doing?
It's great to have you. Great to have you, baby.
It's too early on the show.
Today I came really sexy.
Is the AC off?
I'm covered up.
You're good.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Is it all right?
Yeah,
you're lovely.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
I can see in the camera. Lovely. You're amazing.
So Steph, we were talking about your first time.
First time.
We want to remember the
sex.
very first time somebody touched you and how it felt.
Touch
and
me where, though?
Tell us, where did the person touch you?
Well, I mean, you can be touched without having sex, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess
We're
so.
talking about the very first time you had that sexual experience. You realized that
It was on my own, on my
All right, so guys, welcome back from that quick break. We are still sipping. I've swapped it. And well, our usual suspects, Dr. Botte is here, a medical doctor, and our celebrated musician, Miss Stephenie Benson.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is Duvet. My name is Giovani. Now it's time for us to check out our sex position 35494. That's for those who want to sponsor only. So yes, Stephenie, you wanted to talk about the sex position we just saw briefly.
Yes, I mean actually they show different variations of it because I noticed that on the bed, the woman is sitting on the guy. Now, if you're a bit bigger, that's going to be hard because it's not going to fit well, the weight for the man, and then he's going to drop, and then you're going to wonder whether it was you or not. So, I mean, that position, it might be... It's not for everyone. It's not, definitely not for everybody. There's other ways you could do it. Yes, doctor.
And that's safer ways. And this is the one you're talking about. This is the one you're talking about.
Yes, it's like this. You can't do it if your ass is like Justin Dumas. You know, so you have to like...
Okay. So each week we give you what you want.
Yeah. No, I promised a doctor and Dr. Mrs. Awuku that I was going to dedicate the sex position of the week. Yesterday was Dr. Ejewa Awuku's birthday.
Wow.
And then she said she wanted to do something amazing for her husband. So, darlings, you are slender. Your backside isn't like somebody whose name was just mentioned. Go ahead and give it to him.
Yes. I mean, because it could work. Because sometimes, you know, men are visual. When they see the penis going into the vagina, that's very erotic. So if you're really big and you're and that they can't see it, because I like to watch it, you know, and so that position may not work for some because they want to see the penetration going in and out. Yes. So if you're big and you're sitting out in the person, I'm not saying that's a bad thing because I can work to your favor in certain positions, but in this particular position, I don't think, you know.
It would be a little difficult too.
All right. So let's talk about sex in your 30s. Is this a stage where you still do sex for fun, or at this point there's more to that than just we met in the Miss Nancy, you really want to treat this sex in the 30s?
Sex in the 30s. So I realized that in my 30s, there was this liberation I felt. I'm a woman all by myself. I can do anything. Now I have to have sex because I want to have sex. And when I have sex, I'm entitled to having an orgasm and even getting a squirt out of it. I'm entitled to feeling all the pleasures. Yes, this is Ghana.
Squirt?
Yeah.
No, what is a squirt? I mean, what comes out? Is it pee or is it what?
You would have to do it to know exactly what comes out.
I come many times, but I've never...
Yes. So
I could get a discharge.
It is amazing. Another time we were just going to...
It depends on who you're
Is my squirtometer up?
Yeah, you're allowed to use one today. Just one.
So listen, I feel liberated. And so when I'm making love, I want to be adored. All of me. There is no inhibition. I want you to touch my breast, suck my breast, bite it a little. You know, take your time to adore my body. I have nothing to hide. I feel like loose. You know, as you're growing up at a point, at 20s, you're still with your parents. You're not sure you want to do anything that would disgrace mama or dada. You've had too many information that restricts your sexual life. So at 30, there was this liberation. And you suddenly want to open up and get your man to
That's also the reproduction period, right?
In between your legs.
Is that also
You talk about that a lot. You like this whole in between the legs thing, don't you? It's like,
darling, that is, if you doesn't put his head in between your legs, he has not loved you. For me,
Nene wants to come in here.
That's a physical expression of love.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean,
Physical expression
I'm all
of...
for it. It's just like you dream about it all the time.
I'm still a virgin, so obviously I've been
That's not true. Let's hear you now.
What are the differences between sex at 20 and sex at 30? At 20, it depends on the geographical location. But if you're living in Ghana, West Africa, chances are you're living with your dad. So now you have to, I think your boyfriend has a car, you have to do it in the back somewhere at some park, which is really uncomfortable. At about 30s, you're pretty much in your own space. You're probably in your own apartment, you're working, you have a little bit of dollars or CDs, you can warm it up, maybe have dinner, those little things before you go home. So there's an essence of sensuality built on it. And that develops over time if you click with the partner in whom you're involved with. Okay. But when you're 20, you're still... But 30, that's where you're actually now starting to figure out...
I'm an adult.
And then the long-term aspects of being in a sexual relationship with somebody. Because at that point in time, it's not... I'm hitting it.
And the long-term involves the marriage bit, spending forever together with someone else.
I mean, as a man, you're tired, you've been running around. It's just annoying. Now you want to find somebody whom you can have that long-term relationship that you can actually be in love and cuddle and express yourself sexually with. So it's one
I have to say, the doctor is flirting with me right now.
Vera, you want to have a take on this? I know.
We're rubbing thighs under this table.
We'll get back to the Vera.
My observation is in the 20s, mostly the guys don't have their room. And then so sometimes...
But I think there's a problem with your mic. You just have to hold on for me. I'll be back to you. Dr. Botte, you want to take this?
I mean, definitely. I mean, exactly. In the geographical location you find yourself. I mean, most people in their 20s in Africa would still be under parental control or live in their parents' homes.
But 30.
And when you get to 30, by which time you're actually settling down into life, that inhibition is gone. You've had an experience, now you want to explore more. Now you leave that environment of we are stealing sex, hiding and doing stuff. Now you're in the comfort of your own zone or your own space, then that is where and that is the right time to try all the styles you ever dreamt about.
And whatnot. You have like
that is time you want to try everything.
So you can have orgies, yes?
That's when you want to do it in the kitchen, you want to do it in the library.
So you know what orgies is?
You know what orgies are?
Yeah,
what about on your neighbor's room?
Minus dogs. Okay, let me come back to you. Vera, I think a mic is on now. Is this working? No. All right. Wow. Okay. Technology problems. Don't worry.
We'll talk here.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
You're out of that confined space. You explore yourself more. You explore your partner more, and then with that, you'll be able to possibly get to orgasm. And she mentioned orgasm. Now, once you get to the point where orgasm is, your sex drive would naturally go to the roof. But a lot of people who would have this drive dipping, especially the women, is because they have gone through life. I have seen couples who have had 3 kids, they come to hospital, they don't even know what orgasm is. Wow. This person's drive would naturally go down. But look at you. You say you just had an experience of orgasm. Now you will be wanting it all the time because it's an explosion of an experience.
And I love the smile on Vera's face. Yes, sure.
When was the last time you had an orgasm?
Oh, just
yesterday, tonight.
A couple of days ago.
Hours ago.
He meant hours. That's okay.
He had an orgasm.
No. I want us to build that orgasm point.
For men, it's not that difficult.
But
with women, it's like with your wife.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Wifey.
And for women, to get to the point of having orgasm where your body goes into that kind of convulsion.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Darling, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Why are we talking for Vera? She experiences.
So the microphone is on now. It's my time. You see, in the 20s, sometimes the men are living with their siblings in one room, and when they are out, mommy is gone to work or market, and it's quickie, no romance, no nothing, pam. And then hurry before we are caught. And then at the back of the building, under a rock, behind a tree. Now you are in your 30s, you've rented your room, you are earning some income, you have your own time, your space. Now you romance. No fear of anybody barging in, and the woman relax. and then you touch all the good places. You touch and you touch places. You lick and you lick places.
Can I ask a question?
And Stephenie, not again.
Is
it going to be about orgasm?
No.
The last question for the night.
That is real sex. That's real love making.
Okay,
Now you feel like not going.
Sorry.
You know?
Really relax. I know they're coming. Women really relax at any point with themselves, with their partners,
like
during sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, really analyze it. So when a man says, I don't believe it, I want a woman to say it, because a man, we can pretend. We can act like, and it's all sound amazing, and you think that, you know, but then doing really relax, I mean, tell me, especially if you're not married.
Yeah, most cases, like I'm saying, in your 30s, most women, when you have that privacy, when you are in love with the person, you are comfortable, there's good communication.
No, but when you're in love is when you're worried the most about what they think about you. I mean, so that's what I'm just thinking, because there's a lot of women out there who are probably sitting there thinking, when I'm with my man.
They are not into their men. They are not into their men. If you are really into your man and you have that privacy, you are in that mood. He's touching the right spots, the right areas. You are looking into his eyes. He's giving you that good kiss. Oh. He's breathing that warm air into your ears, like Miss Nancy said. You know, trust me.
What if he has bad breath?
You won't even get to that stage.
Stephenie has a way of ruining the moment.
That question just ruined everything.
I think that the woman who would enjoy sex is the woman who is liberated.
Yeah. And the woman who is in love.
Is in love, and she has self-confidence. I mean, the point is this, that without confidence, you've lost even before you started, and with confidence, you've won before you started.
And
a lot of women don't even have confidence in their body. Am I okay for him? Would he appreciate it? But the one who is liberated, I'm really going in there to enjoy myself. Nice. You are relaxed, you are liberated, you let go.
I need to make this point. The other time I said it and somebody thought it was weird. When you take your clothing off and you are almost nude, and your partner, in spite of all your imperfections, gives you a compliment, there is something that it releases off you. So your self-awareness, even if it was negative, absolutely goes away. Yeah. So I take my clothing off and all you see is my beautiful lingerie, and you're like, Steph, I love red on you. And you forget, she would forget, look at this. It's the red. Can you imagine? And this is what we want to hear.
You can stand. You're free to.
No, you're allowed to. So yeah, she wants to feel okay in the red.
But I have a question.
Sorry. Yeah. Quickly though, let's just see Stephenie show.
So if your partner would come to you looking like this, and you give her that compliment, she would give all of herself. I mean, the words alone would get her wet. And then when you start touching her, she will get dripping wet. Okay. And then when you give it to her, she will squirt.
That's right. I love that.
I've never squirted though.
Oh, you will squirt. Yeah. You will have to squirt. You have to find a way of getting you to squirt.
We've had this argument here before. Nana, you want to help us with this?
Yeah.
We've had this argument before.
I'm not even sure where my train of thought is right now with this squirting.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I mean, no.
The men that
I'm all right, right?
Yeah.
I'm a doctor.
My nickname is all right. So like, Giovani, all right, I'm all right. So yes, Nana, you're going to make that point.
I said, men are very visual. She's looking exotic.
Okay.
She's looking sensual. It's not really dirty, but it has a little naughty appeal to it. Any man who would get home and walk into his house and his wife is like this, it's about to go down.
That's right.
We're about to rip it up. You know what I mean? Okay. The house is in flames, and we're just going to go at it like jackrabbits.
Okay. I get it. Vera, you want to add to it? We're moving to 40, though. Okay. We're moving to 40.
Yes, let's go.
We're moving to 40 now, because a lot of people are asking that, well, they say life begins at 40, but that can be said with your sex drive.
And their sex drive, too. I need to sound this word of caution to the women. when they get to 40, the energy is really up. There is something about 40 that makes a man want to own the world, rule the world, have as many women as possible. So sometimes when he's all over the place, it's not because he's not in love with you. Yeah. It's not necessarily because he doesn't find you attractive. There is so much going on in his body that he feels that only you, Madam, Mrs., cannot take. And so we should understand that men at 40 is something else.
Right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay.
Tell us about you.
How old are you?
You want
Are
to
you
know
40?
me?
Are you a gynecologist?
He's 35.
No.
But he can be.
I was
based
hoping
on
you were.
40. He can be based on. All right. So yeah. So at 40, what are we looking at? What do you do then? Because we explained that 20s, 30s, you're having sex or something. I mean, 30s, we touch on the fact that, well, this is where you are liberal. You're on your own. Freedom. Shut up. Freedom.
40s,
at 40, what
40s, you're about to start hitting midlife
How old
crisis.
are you, Cyril, if
I'm
you don't
50.
mind?
I turned 50 this year.
Oh, we're
50.
together.
Yeah. And I just had a grandkid 3 weeks ago. So
Oh, yeah.
my son is getting more action than me.
And you are jealous of him, I guess.
Oh, Charlie. And I have boys, right? I don't have a girl. And he had a girl. So
Yeah.
he's done what I couldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 50.
All right.
So
I'm
when you
blessed.
were 40, how was it?
I think I started going through midlife crisis stuff. I knew I was getting older. You know, of course, I'm not 30 anymore. Then what can I do that would enhance my sex drive and keep me viral like I was at 30? But after a while, you realize, like I said, oh, this one. What's the name again?
You told me.
This one is Kamai.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, this is Kamai Kotze.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Somebody. What was saying?
I don't know. I met the street vendor yesterday. So I was like, she was selling all these things. So she was telling me all this stuff. I said, well, since I'm going to be here tonight, I'm sure this is going to come in handy.
Yeah.
So I
A lot
guess
of
you
viewers
chew it,
can relate.
But I'm not sure why I would be chewing anything that has a dog's name attached to it. I don't know. I don't know.
Because men are dogs.
Well, that's
But I
debatable.
guess it enhances your virility. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe
You
you
could
should have
try.
maybe you should have brought the whole tree here.
There is one for the women. This is called What's Up.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? If you have your friend or What's Up?
I want to check out the group admin for this one.
This is for the women. So please,
does
we're
it do?
keeping one for our producer, Anita.
Anita would
When
love
we're
this.
done. Can you pass it on to Steph?
But what does it do? I
You
just
just
want to know
chew
what
it.
it does.
It's supposed to be
And then-
it's a sexual enhancer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
so-
I'm horny
Aphrodisiac
every
for
minute
that.
of the day. This will be trouble because I'll have to shag him right now.
Oh, well, don't take it then.
Bite almonds.
Thank you. Don't take it.
Okay, so, well, there are elements to look out for when you turn 40, I understand. You want to have a bite on the 40 thing, and Stephenie
Yeah.
too. 40, sex at 40. Any challenges?
When you were at
changes?
40,
Yeah.
When I was 40,
how did you like it?
I
What
already
was your
had
best?
five children at that time, and my
Wow.
career had started. So, again, so I'm a very sexual person. I mean that a lot of people don't understand that because I think when you're that way, they worry that you're
Immoral.
teaching. Sorry. That you're sending the wrong message to people, but it's normal. I mean, we all have to be able to be honest with this. So at 40, I was always on my husband. I have to be honest because I traveled a lot, and I was alone a lot. So when I saw him, it was on. And actually, to be honest, now at 50, I'm worse.
Wow.
Poor
and
guy.
I can't. I know.
Isn't he blessed?
Well, I mean, I dress up for him so I don't bring his mood down at any point when I want it. Because I don't just say, oh, today's a date, hey, when we go to bed. No, he doesn't even know when so when I'm ready to bed, I'll just dress like this and go to, and I'll stand by, and we have a 4-foot to bed. So occasionally I would, play around
the pole.
I'll pretend I'm oiling my legs and I'll bend over and you can see my ass and all that kind of stuff. So just to get him excited as well. So because you have to try to do that, especially when the sex drive is
there's a
going.
lot of hard
and
work.
this
in
is
it,
what
huh?
a 50-year-old woman is doing
Is doing.
for her
Big.
own husband.
And you're 32
so
and you're
if
complaining.
you're not there and you are 30 and 29 and you don't have such knowledge and you think you are praising God, darling, you will lose him to a 50-year-old.
Amen.
You just hit it right on the nail.
Okay. So,
I think that when people are in their 40s, their drive is really kind of a bit high.
Okay.
And then we use excuses and a whole lot of things to tie ourselves. But the reality is, in our 40s, we need to do more sex. Because sex is medicinal. It is good for us. It is good for us.
Or masturbate.
We need to
it's
do
fine.
it.
I think you
Why
masturbate too.
I'm busy. I'm tired. I have headache. When the sex can actually cure you of your headache.
Doctor, is that medical?
Am I on point?
Very medical.
Is that medical?
If I told one
See?
patient, he was like, I'm having headache. You know what? Go home, have rough sex. Go hit it.
You are the worst doctor ever.
And they will just vanish. Try. Anybody should try it. Anybody. I bet anybody try it. If you have bad headache, have sex. Rough.
Wow.
They will just vanish.
If symptoms continue, see your doctor. Your doctor will drive you right back to sex.
Steph still looks this young. It's because of sex.
Oh, yes.
Wow. And she's
I'm
always said
telling
that.
viewers, if they want to look like this at 50 and 60, they should do more sex.
Look good and actually feel good.
Let me
sex.
that.
Be open.
And be open.
I think you have to be more open. You see, we're
tell us about
also
enjoy it.
so we're always pretend. Yeah, we are so inhibited. I don't understand why we feel like we have to be
need to
inhibited.
demystify
We're
it.
doing such a great job.
We need to demystify
Oh, we're
it.
doing
We
awesome
need
job.
to demystify. Look, I know a lot of people. They are just 35, 30, and they look like they are 50. And usually when I mention my age to people, they said, no, it's not true.
How old are you, Doc?
You want to know?
Tonight I'm the one asking of all the 44. So the energies is in
You
there.
know, sir. And so I'm like, I'm like, look. And you see the people who have, like, they don't have sex and they look older. Yeah. But the people who have sex is a good thing. It makes you younger all the time. The more you'd have, the more glowy you look. Be you a man or be a woman.
Wow.
And even wrinkles.
This is wonderful. We're learning a lot
wrinkles.
tonight on Duvet.
But you see, we have put so much mysticism about sex.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's a cultural thing. It's bad. Yes, but if you do it in the right context, it's the best of things.
I mean, sex is a good thing.
I'm trying to get some of your messages and questions here, but I think it's just the right time for us to activate the phone lines. Call us now and be part of the discussion. This is Duvet on GH1 television. I've got Stephenie Benson here. I've got Dr. Dennis Botte here. Cyril Nene Fayose is here. Vera Raydu is here as well. Miss Nancy and myself, Giovani Caleb. Too many people. And we need to send shouts to our Duvet WhatsApp platforms. So far, how many, Miss Nancy? I've lost count.
About now, it's all
the
about
official
Facebook
and unofficial ones.
and the number of people that goes, you know, after the show. You know, once we are watching live, when you go and watch it live, people will know that Doctor is on watching. But after the show, the number of people that go to watch is amazing. And then on the platforms, they are discussing great information that is enhancing the sexual lives of people.
Yeah.
Ghana, this is the time. This is what we need to do. At least if the economy is bad, we still have our sexual organs. Let's use it.
Okay. All right. And I love that. I love that. Watch out for the Duvet experience, though. It's going to be something unheard of, something to blow your mind if you're a loyal viewer of this show. Watch out for it. Duvet experience is going to be wow. We've got Rose on the line now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Rosemary. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to share with us?
I'm doing well.
Yes, Rose.
Well, I want to share my early stage, like, let me say, my first time.
Yes,
All right.
we are listening.
Then my first time, I didn't feel anything. But for now, oh God.
For now, oh God.
I like you put a
For now, my friend don't try me.
Hey,
How old is she?
that's a threat.
And I even love, I love what Benson is wearing.
Oh.
Wow. You can get some of this beautiful Benin, though.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful Benin will sort you out. It's gone. How old are you, though, Russ? If you don't mind. How old are you? All right. I guess she's off.
I'm not wearing
So when you
Yeah,
call,
no,
you
but-
tell us your
but-
age and how sex has been for you. It's a good experience for the viewers, I mean, back at home. It makes the conversation more,
Yeah.
I mean.
All right.
Good.
Okay, so...
I'm glad she likes what I'm wearing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Open-minded young lady.
Oh, she is.
We don't like what you wear.
I do. Do you want to touch it?
It might get me in trouble.
See, for those of us who are curvaceous, when we wear this,
I know. I know a lot of women wear it, they just pretend they don't.
I think there is someone else.
Okay. We've got Nana.
For the women too.
Yeah. Nana Poku is joining us from Brekum. Is that it? Hello?
Wow.
Hello?
Yes, my brother. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. I hope you are doing well.
I am trying, my boss. I'm trying.
Always
Talk to us.
Thank God. In fact, I am enjoying your show.
Thank you.
I always enjoy this particular show. I don't sleep. I have to watch it before I go to the bed. In fact, I am feeling the show. You have to do it every day. You don't have to stop. Please continue to do it. I'm getting more experience. I am learning a lot from this particular show. May God bless you people.
Amen.
Goodbye.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brekum for. Watch out for the Duvet experience.
Yeah, Brekum women, the BA women, they are so sexy.
Yeah.
They are curvaceous and sexy. They know how to keep a man.
Is the plantain in the
plantain with the body? We've got another caller on the line. Mary from La Paz. Mary.
Hello.
Hello, Mary. Welcome to Duvet.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Thank
Duvet.
you. Yeah, well, I want to say that GH1, you do all.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so
GH1.
Any questions?
Yeah, so let's invite questions now, because I'm sure when I go onto our Twitter feed right now, we'll see a lot of them. The hashtag is Duvet.
So Kelly should find out some of the questions so that we'll be able to attend to them.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now whilst we wait for more of the calls and questions, let's look at the final lap. That's sex in your 50s and above.
Now, Apefa is just giving us.
Anita, I saw the Anita bit. So, I think a lot of ladies are saying, the ladies are giving shout outs to doctor for recommending that sex for headache. I think if you had said this on a moving bus to Kumasi, nobody would have taken you seriously. But now that you've said it on GH1, they are sending messages. People are forwarding. You know, when they forward a message on WhatsApp now, you get to tell. So they are forwarding to their pastors, and I'm sure they mistakenly forwarding to me. It's on the same. Yes. So the sex for headache.
Is it because your wife uses headache?
It's going to be a hashtag that will start soon.
The flus and the colds.
I tell you.
Sex works like
sex
magic.
Really?
Yes.
I know. I'm struggling to believe that.
How many headaches do you get?
Me never. I'm always ready. Ever ready, Stephenie?
Okay. All right. So, but someone wants to know if women get drier with age, I think their vagina, they get drier with age. We'll tackle that, but after this call. Hello? Okay, the caller is off. So, okay. So, who will take that one? Doc, you want to take that?
Yeah, women definitely, when they grow up, perimenopause and postmenopause, estrogen and all the hormones go down. So, they get drier, their vagina gets atrophied. So, it's not as rough as you would expect like before. But again, as he said, where there's a will, there's a way. You will decide on whether you want that status quo to remain or you want to make changes to it. So definitely they get drier as they age, but you have to do stuff.
But you can change it with estrogen, the implants.
That's right.
Or
so
the patches.
there are always ways around. Estrogen creams and all these things.
Joe, so it's actually a privilege to have a wet V.
So take advantage of that now. Once it's wet, please.
It's beautiful for you to respond to your man, be slippery and still tight. It's called the slippery tightness.
Yes, but then
you know what I discovered, and I think I want to say that even to the religious organizations and all that look, I've just realized as a doctor that the most variable part of a time of a man or a woman at the time that there's so much restrictions on them. So people get to their 40s, they're now getting married, they want to go to all the square or the degrees in the world, and they get married, and then at that point things are going down. So if you want to do it and really enjoy, have a fruitful sexual life, if you want to marry early. So they can do it for because like it or not, after 45, you know that picture on WhatsApp that at 20 you're like this, the horse is like this, the guy's like this.
Can I say that? Because I really think you can't say get married early because you get married when you're ready. I think that's important.
No,
and also,
right.
if you're dry, but if you're
Of
dry,
course.
there is, before you go into the bedroom and you know you're dry and you're uncomfortable with it, get some Vaseline, lubricant, put it around there before you go.
But doctor would always say he would not recommend those things and those products because naturally the vagina should be able to be wet enough.
Yes, but some people don't have
women,
the
don't start making your V dry because it's supposed to be wet, and the wetter it is, the sweeter for the gentleman.
Yeah, the V could mean video, could mean the V in VH1 TV. So please, vagina.
Vagina.
I call it banana.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
How did you get to that one?
It looks like a fan because like this. And it's for
we call it pilota. All right, so we've got some messages on WhatsApp. Let me get in that. This one says, Kweku said, I think duvet on GH1 should be best enjoyed when you watch together with your partner. What do you guys think? Okay, go home and have rough sex if you have severe headache. And he's quoting you, Dr. Bote. That's NY on Twitter as well. Now, sex is medicinal. A lot of women don't have confidence in their body during sex, okay? And Styles says, I don't miss this program for anything. It really helped in my relationship and maintaining my bed skills. I swear down. # Duvet. Stephenie, they come show again. GH1, please stop this thing. Okay, and I'm sure they were talking about the small breaks when Stephenie came on, we went off a little. So they say, hey, GH1, stop that thing. Okay, so Duvet is the baddest. Giovani, please ask what happens to sex after you are approaching 80 and above that. Okay. So let's quickly address that. We have too many messages, a few minutes to wrap up. So yes, sex after 50, I think we're not really touching on, we only touch on the dryness. Someone is saying getting your groove back, sex positions that would favor you, the loss of libido, all those areas. If you can touch on those briefly. I'm talking about 50 and above.
I think, as you're losing energy, you need to maintain, now you need to start getting a little bit more fit. You need to start running 2 miles in 19 minutes.
Wow.
2 miles in 17 minutes.
What did you do today?
Today I did 19 minutes. I started from 23 minutes running 2 miles. Then I went down to 17 minutes. I was trying to shave it down to 15. Today I went back to 19. But tomorrow I have to drop it back to 17.
Wow. It's very important, huh?
Yeah, you need to. Generally, I've not been a physical fit addict. I'm not a macho man. But I realized that I need to start adding some value to my physical strength. So
we touched on that last week, by the way.
And I go
sex
take a run.
and then exercise.
Fitness.
Fitness. Yeah.
I go take a run. So as you get older, your muscles will start atrophying. Okay. And if they start doing that, you need to work them more to be able to put them back into make them functional. So, Masa, if you want to do the thing, must say for the wrong.
Your fingers are very bendy.
Yeah.
Which means that down there it can go in any angle, right? It's like
Fingology. Fingology.
How did you notice that from me?
I notice everything.
How did you notice that from me?
I notice everything.
It's actually an effect of an accident.
No, but it works for your...
Silver cloud, black
energy. I'll interpret it that way.
All right. We've got some messages on here as well, but let me take those on Twitter. It says, please, Miss Nancy, kindly take over Giovani. He's confused.
I
think this was earlier.
I've been very kind.
This was earlier.
Now you are fine.
Okay. If you're not watching Duvet right now, you're missing out big time. Stephenie, you're the reason I'm watching tonight. Thanks so much. Fantastic. Yes. And this one says, guys, touch on the solutions for me. That's how to get your groove back, which is very, very important.
How to get your groove back.
And I think he started with the working out bit, where, just to remind yourself that you used to be that strong and fit guy or woman.
It should be more mental.
Okay.
It should be a conscious effort. The idea that sex is a good thing, sex is a healthy thing, I need to have more sex to look and feel great. I deserve to have sex. It's a gift that God has given to us. Look at how you feel when you're coming. Nothing can compare to that feeling.
Dopaminergic.
You what?
Dopamine.
Dopamine
is just releasing.
I just think that nobody deserves anything. It's what you put into it. And also, talking about exercise. I mean, when you're saying that when you're 40, then you think you have to exercise. You should start from now. If you're 20 years old or even younger, you know, people say, I talk to some of my friends who are over 50 and they say, oh, I'm walking, I do a walk every day. And I say, what kind of walk? Oh, I walk like maybe for 5 miles. So one day I actually just tagged along. It was like a stroll. She's texting as she's walking. I mean, I'm thinking, you're not losing weight and you're always complaining. You have to be physically fit, and you have to start earlier because as you get older, your knees hurt a little bit more. I mean, I don't have a backache. I mean, I used to have backaches because of the children. I work out, and now I get out of bed, I have a spring in my step. Wow. And I think it's all due to not exercise for people who don't exercise or who do exercise. That's why we're able to be that much more upright. So you look at something like me and you think, oh, you know, oh yeah, you know. It's only because I've been working out for a long time. Don't wait till you're 40 to do it. Do it now. Go to the gym, do a little bit, tiny bit if you don't have time. Wake up half an hour earlier and do some stretches. Stretches for sex is the best thing. I mean, you can't beat it. If you're doing stretches, there isn't anything you can't do. You can even put your leg up on his head. It's a lot you can do.
On that note, Steph, thank you. You just have to make my man. Thank you. You just reminded him he's only a man.
So,
I'll show you better than you read.
I tell you, I will sleep in my garage. Okay, so but let's wrap up with the exercises and the bit to recover or get your groove back. Because also another area we are forgetting is loss of libido, which should come naturally for some, right? Or Doc?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, with aging, naturally it will come for both. But just
so no matter how hard you try, there is no way you get it back.
I saw a 70-year-old man in London some years ago, and on his birthday was singing. I'm 70-year-old, but my pencil still writes, you know. Wow. And I was like, wow. Yeah. He's just excited about the fact that 70, he's still penetrating and shagging, you know. And it's possible. But you see, as you go along, just know that you have to keep this body fit. You have to do exercises. Watch what you're eating. This is not a time after 40, you just don't eat anything. Keep a good weight, keep exercise. And there are so many natural things that we are all seeing here that would chewing these roots or whatever, they are natural. There's nothing wrong. If this is Carmen Cotte, as you're saying it, and it's natural, it doesn't kill, and you chew in it, what is wrong with it? If it gets your groove on, just do it. And then, I mean, make sure your partner is happy. Wonderful. Because as you age, things might, I mean, the muscles
slow down a little bit. Just because of sometimes pep it up. So do we have some health implications with too much sex when you're aged? When you're I've ignored Vera for too long, please.
You know, I have this friend who is 19, a lady.
19.
And the man who is doing her is 74.
74?
You know,
that's like getting your ancestor, but it's allowed in some places.
I spoke to her. So, I mean, is it that you are just kind of trying to get just financial support from him? And she's like, wow, look, sex is great.
Wow.
Sex is great.
It doesn't mean 19-year-olds, don't you dare
go and find a
Okay,
so like we're seeing right now. Okay, but sorry guys, we're seeing right now. This is something we are watching, Sex for the Aged.
Older?
Yeah, these are older people above. Hey, yo, man. That's Oprah Winfrey's mom. Oprah's mom is still getting it. Oh, yeah.
Wow. You see, stretching, it's everything. Stretching is everything.
So yoga does help.
A lot of yoga.
Yeah, I mean, yoga, any kind of stretches, you can do anything. I mean, any kind of stretches just to open, to help you open your legs a bit wider and move. No, but even for men, your back, support, hands, you know, and weights, so you know how to grab, how to hold. Even dance, doing dance lessons helps you.
Dancing,
especially
sex
for
and
men.
Dancing.
Yes, and you know, because sex starts when you're dancing with somebody. Because I mean, I like looking in somebody's eyes when I'm moving. You know, so if you can move, and I'm sure you can turn down, aren't you?
No. It's I like the way you're being very objective about it.
Very honest.
A lot of people go into remission when they have to talk about these things, and I'm very over it.
Yeah,
that's just how I am. Yeah. So I'm just kind of like feeling the vibe.
You're feeling my vibe.
I'm feeling the vibe.
We're entertaining and educating our viewers we're not feeling each other's vibes.
Yeah.
No, not
Please, Joe, you and I call this show, so how can they feel their vibes? You have stopped this feeling.
And then your living is hanging in there.
Let's get on with our show, Joe.
Okay. So, the styles you just watched, very healthy.
Healthy for doctors, the aged.
Yes, and I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry, we need to complete that story.
So what I'm saying is that age shouldn't be a barrier. And all this thing we entangle ourselves with, sex is this, sex is not good, sex, I'm grown, I'm tired, I'm overworking, I'm this. I think it's high time we stop all that. Duvet is teaching us that sex is good.
It is.
Sex can make you look younger. Sex can delay wrinkle, can take away headache, flu, cold, prolong your life. So actually, men who have more sex,
live longer.
They live longer. So the men, listen to this and stop the excuses. I'm tired, my wife doesn't look attractive. That sometimes do the shopping for them.
All right.
Do the shopping for the women.
I love the point you just raised, because someone said, Johnson from Cove Town actually sent this. Says most older married men continue to date or have younger side chicks because most wives disregard sex at a certain age. So they don't keep themselves sexy, satisfy their men, or probably do things to please, like they stop doing certain things that got them those men.
Yeah.
So they probably look for alternatives. He's not in any way endorsing this form of infidelity, but he's just sounding a caution out there.
Is aware that the sex is not for her partner, it's also for her.
Exactly.
That is it. I would only have sex because I want to have sex.
To please.
I want to enjoy it too. So it's not just for your partner. If you think it's for your partner, it means that you have not benefited from the sex, which means that the sex is not good enough. And Mr. Man, if your wife thinks so, it means you've not done well.
But
so
you don't always have to benefit from sex, though. I think sometimes it's only because, because I mean, sometimes I may not be in the mood with my husband, but
tonight the couples,
I think it's a shame
tonight all couples who are watching, tonight our entry that they have sex tonight.
Oh, darling, I know.
They should have sex.
For that one, they do without our permission. Don't worry. They do already without our permission.
I know they will be on tonight. Next, they will be dedicating their baby on Duvet.
I tell you. We're waiting for those Duvet babies, though.
And if you're a woman, sit on the sofa with one leg up and let him see what he's about to get. So just relax into it.
The view is
and
good.
then, maybe you could take something and just
last time
play with it.
Steph, last time you mentioned something about the fact that you need to put some scent in between your legs. So when you open your legs, he will smell something heavenly, which is very, very, very inviting. And I tried it when I was going to church.
That's nice. So, someone is asking, what are some of the natural ways for older men to gain and keep erection? Older men to gain and keep erection. Doc?
I mean, you get older and then the slightest thing can even distract you. Even when you're older and your phone rings, you are going to lose your erection right in there. So make sure that anything that will distract you, at least for that moment, is off. Otherwise, it rings and a call. Imagine me, a doctor. I'm in there and a call is coming from the hospital. I mean, you are likely to get distracted. Now, apart from that, again, we're saying that make sure that you are regularly exercising, you are keeping a good weight, and again, nutrition is important. I think the last time we talked about nutrition and sex. These things, once they are constantly inside you, they are like the normal vitamins you take every day. You are likely to have your groove on. And then you can keep your erection. And again, at that age too, the woman should understand that, okay, my man is 56.
Make a conscious effort to seduce him.
Exactly.
How old is your husband, Steph?
You know, he's 58.
58. Yeah. And she is constantly, morning, afternoon, evening, making sure that he knows that there is a sexy woman by him. And so this man would always be in the mood.
I'm always bending over.
So if you have, you're always doing what?
Bending over, picking cherry, picking flowers.
Pick things, wet skin
especially when I'm putting cream on my legs. I just put it on the, Tayana intentionally, just do it like.
He wants to start cutting it.
Slicing it.
You know, so the women should have the sexual awareness. They should make a conscious effort to seduce their husbands. It's okay for you to seduce your own husband. I mean, if you don't, another young lady somewhere will wink at him, will blow him a kiss, would whisper sweet nothing into his ears, and before you know, he'll be out there. So seduce your own man to keep his sexuality and groove intact. Or when he loses it, when your husband is not performing and you're a Christian woman, where will you go?
Okay.
Time is up. Time is up, guys. Time is up. Time is up for us to go. But I'm going to say big shout out to Chris Johnson, who says he envies the doctor's position even more than my position because he's the silent killer. He's just like, let the camera stay away from me. Okay.